I'm rarely impressed. Seriously, I'm rarely impressed. I'm rarely gobsmacked. I'm really overtaken by the breathtaking anything that I see, especially on YouTube or anything along these lines. I just rarely have I ever said, like, oh my God. Or I've been absolutely shocked by the ingenuity of so many people. Where I've marveled at all of the information and data that have been created and pulled and culled and presented like a font, like this fountain, like this volcano of information, this Vesuvius-like outpouring, this cascade, this endless, this torrent of information. And what am I talking about? The data, the background, the understanding, the research on Erika Kirk. How much more can there be? Candace Owens. I'm in awe. I'm in awe. I am nonplussed. I cannot believe how much information. She said one time, I'm going on vacation for a week. I'm going to do a little documentary on Erika Kirk. I said, how delightful. I don't know what the hell I expected. Every square inch of her life, her dreams, her thoughts, the molecules of her existence, her family, her mother, her father, her mother's ex-husbands, her father's ex-husbands. I mean, businesses, LLCs, birth certificates, support decrees, dates of birth, changes of said dates of birth. Everything she's ever said, every tweet she's ever made, every DM, every apparent groom or attempted, every aspect, every interstitial, granular, atomic aspect to her life. And there's no end in sight. None. When I get to the point, I'm saying, all right, stop. This has got to be enough, right? You have done this, right? You have seriously. Tell me you have repeatedly that you've done. You've hit the wall. Tell me how. I'm just shocked at the amount of information that is available. And where did this come from? It's like an Intel op deep dive. It's beyond anything I've ever seen. I can't begin to explain or to even come close to explaining how. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. I've got to tell you something. I mean it. And these brilliant influencers and investigators and who can spend hours, I mean hours, going over every you name it, fishing licenses, library cards, every time they've returned a book late. I mean everything on Erika Kirk. And we haven't even gotten to TPUSA yet. They must be getting bricks, thinking, we're next. We're doomed. We're finished. What's going on here? And they must be looking at Erika and saying, what are you doing? Did you know you had this paper trail? Did you know this? Seriously, did you know you had this level of, I don't know what the word is. Did you know you had this level of facts and background information? Where is this coming from? Who's feeding these people? I'm serious. It's like it is a deep dive, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. And just when I think every day, what are we, episode 4 when I'm talking to you now, that Candace has done? There's no end in sight. No, I want you to understand this. I never thought it would ever be like this. I'm sure she did as well. I've never seen anything like this. I have never seen anything remotely like this to date. I cannot believe what I am seeing. I can't believe it. Just let me catch my breath. If you haven't looked into this yet, if you're just jumping into this now, and you're probably in that realm that says, well, this was kind of unfortunate because, she's not that bad of a gal. She's I don't know what to tell you. She's a widow. You kind of should leave her alone. And I mean, okay, so maybe she didn't act the way you think she should. Maybe she was a little too giddy after the tragic assassination of her husband. Maybe that was it. Maybe she just, do you think this is warranted? Maybe that's not even close to it. It has something to do with, that's a part of it. That's a part of it. I told you before, the red pill moment, what got me thinking, oh my God, was when she lay across the corpse, the casket remains of the father of her children, so that they could see his hand in hers and she could catch that, the money shot. That's what got my attention. That's what got my attention. And the second was when she did that immediate, that was it, 6 days later, she's doing the, hey guys, our merch sales are through the roof. Hey guys. Everybody does that hey guys thing. I don't know where this came from. I don't know who the person was, but no, that was nothing. I'm at a kindergarten level compared. They're into every document, every organization, everything she's ever done, her background, every sizzle reel, Fort Huachuca. Stop. I don't think I'm saying this the right way. I don't think I'm even conveying this the right way. I don't think I'm doing anything to even remotely tell you how critical this is. This blows my mind in terms of how much information is there. And I don't know where they got this from. I don't know where they... Look, it's one thing for you to find information on her, on Erica, but everything on her mother, her father... How much more can this go? Every day, whenever there's a drop in the afternoon, 5:30 or so. In fact, I don't even know how many episodes Candace has in mind. We're up to 4, and we really haven't even gotten to Candace. To Erica yet. We haven't even got. It's not there yet. We're almost there. Forgive me. Forgive the fact that I'm so frenetic over this. I've never seen anything like it. And somebody at TPUSA must be saying, Erica, you got to go. You've got to go. You've got to go now. You've got to get out of here now. As long as you're here, as long as you're this lightning rod, we don't have a chance. They're going to come after us. And let me tell you something. Don't think for a moment that somebody hasn't thought about taking this information, I'm sure, and turning it over to a district attorney, an attorney general, the DOJ. If what you're telling me right now is replete with these facts, does not have a scintilla of criminal fraud or wrongdoing involved, then it's impossible. It's impossible. I've never seen anything like it. Forgive me. And the other great influence, I don't know what you call it, influencers, researchers, there's no end in sight. Look. You notice how even the patently irrelevant Ben Shapiro and the organically just discombobulated Dan Bongino, I don't even think they know. I don't think Ben knows. I think maybe, and I don't know if this is true, but if they're getting paid somehow, if they're on some kind of payroll, it would make things make sense. If they were being paid for this incessant, insistent attack of Candace or against Candace, remember they came after Candace before the series started. They went after her for a trailer. I keep saying that. I know I'm redundant, but they went after her for a trailer. It's like, you're an idiot. Wait until the first episode. Then maybe you should wait till them all. But well, no, because they're so quick to make their buck. I think. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. This kind of behavior would make sense because it seems like they're just, and that, by the way, that's gone. Have you noticed how many new folks? There was somebody I saw. Forgive me if I don't know their name. Make the following the comparison. Candace said something very interesting. She says, if you look at the way Kobe Bryant's widow acted and but spoke to the public, she never really talked about the Lakers, or she never talked about basketball. She talked about her husband and her daughter, and then she says, "I'm sorry, I've got to back off. I've got to say something very reluctant. I'm shocked." I saw somebody recently post a picture or a video from Steve Irwin's wife. I forget her name, but she was her reaction after he tragically died. None of these women mention anything about the business. Don't forget the Steve Irwin merch. Don't forget the crikey. No. But she did because, and this is the thing, I don't understand how to describe the personality of Erica. I don't know what it is. Cold, detached. You might say psychopathic. You might say Machiavellian. What's this? The black triad. You might say that it might be psychopathy. I think psychopathy, Machiavellian, narcissism. I forget what the other one is. But the point is that she exhibits a cluelessness. And I'm going to say something, by the way, which I've got to say, and somebody has got to. I'm not going to go full Occam's razor on you here, which is an incorrect use of the term. But I'm going to tell you something, or Hickham's dictum. I'm not going to do that. What I'm telling you right now is very simply this. One of the biggest problems, one of the biggest things we're talking about right now, when it comes to when it comes to her, when it comes to Erica, is she's not very bright. She's really not very bright. I know this is like, talk about sticking a fork in this, but whereas most people would have realized, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go in this particular direction because it's so over the top and it's so inappropriate. She doesn't have that internal, that regulator. She doesn't have that internal part of hers that says, no, I've got to maybe talk a little bit more about Charlie. Maybe stop talking about it. Maybe this, because let me tell you something. Once you realize it, when you listen to her in these interviews, she's an idiot. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this. She has the intellectual wherewithal of a soap dish. She's just nothing. There's nothing there. She talks about, again, this sense of being angry that people are calling her out, angry that she's being questioned, angry that somebody would even, would whatever it is, this sense of how dare you. Let me tell you something. She's telling you, I'm America's sweetheart, and I'll be damned if I'm going to have you talk to me like this. You love me, you think I'm hot, and you think I'm sexy, and that's the way it is, and you better act like it, because I'm a beauty queen. I'm a beauty queen. I'm a reluctant queen. Remember this story? Somebody nominated me. I said, wait, what's this? Miss Area? I don't want to be. Well, if you insist. This woman's been groomed, primed, trained for this her whole life. What are you people talking about? This is the thing which I will never understand as long as I live. So let me just tell you something. I know you've heard me say this, but I don't think we need any more papers. What I'm saying is, I think that the information, the gravamen of your indictment is clearly made possible. I can't take any more. I mean, it's an expression, but I know the level of fraud. I know it. From LLCs to the wrong birth dates to everything to even the story of when she met Charlie, everything. And this kind of vestal, virginal kind of storyline where I didn't date people in New York because after all that drinks, you dated people. What are you talking about? And Charlie, God rest his soul, he was naive. When it comes to women or this Cruella de Vil, I don't think he had any idea at all of what he was up against. I mean it. I don't think most people don't run into this in their life, especially Charlie. He seems like he's just a nice guy, just a regular guy who just wanted a regular woman and a regular wife and a regular family and a regular kids and just regular. There was so much about him because he always talked about the notion and the reference to God and lifestyles of Christianity. And I don't think any of this ever really involved any of this nonsense. I really don't. And that's the thing which is so incredible about this. I cannot believe, I swear to God, I cannot believe how this man, this young man, was led to slaughter, betrayed by, I don't know how any, I don't want to say there's no smoking gun. There is a smoking gun. Think about this. They took this man, this good man, who really believed in helping young people and spreading the word, and to be what he thought, I think he thought, was being a great Christian. I think he thought he was doing the right thing. I think he thought he was just spreading the holy word of truth and peace. And he was so loved. This is the thing which is so interesting. When Charlie died on September the 10th, he was eliminated, liquidated, dispatched. I could not believe the number of young people in our family, friends, who were such Charlie acolytes and believers and fans and followers, and I couldn't believe it. And adults and friends of mine. he was almost, it was almost like he was the underground. It was like this subterranean Charlie. Nobody, I mean, I knew he was big, but I never saw anything like this. Never. I never knew this. People were devastated. People that he was going to bring to the fold, to the movement. People who just, I mean, absolutely gave their heart to him and the cause, were devastated beyond devastated. He was led to the slaughter. And I told you there's 4 aspects to this story. The first is the crime itself, the actual crime itself. The facts proving it, the facts as adduced. And we don't really know because we don't have police reports. We don't have really anything. There's no discovery. We haven't seen medical examinations. We haven't seen morgue pictures. You have to see pictures. I have to see what the results are. I have to see where is entry wound, exit wound. What do experts say? Let people review it. Remember what they said about Epstein. Remember how they said that his particular dispatch was via self-harm. And you know and I know. And Dr. Michael Bott and others verified this, that it wasn't because of the hyoid bone and thyroid cartilage fracture, which were not in any way indicative of or consistent with some kind of suspension ligature and that sort of thing. Right? That's over there. But this is after everybody, up to and including Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, everybody's favorite, and Bill Barr, the former AG, who looked at us and said, "Oh no, it was definitely, self-harm." They looked at you in the eye. And what are we saying right now? We have these people who just don't seem to care about anything. So the first part of this, there's 4 parts. The first part was the crime itself. The second was, who did it? Was it really Tyler? Was it somebody else? Or was it Tyler working in concert with somebody? Or was Tyler a shill? Was he just a distraction? Was he an inadvertent dupe, conspiracy dupe, where somebody else was involved? That's that. The third is why. What was the reason behind this? Good luck with this one. But I think we kind of know where we're going with this, because it just seems like all of a sudden this Charlie's change of direction, Charlie's change of ideology, and by the way, it's not really a change. He's pretty much been consistent, which militates against the notion of his. But in any event, what we're looking at right now is something so incredible, so beyond anything else. And those are the first 3 categories. But the 4th is Erica. And again, this is almost like watching Dynasty or Knots Landing or Falcon Crest or Dallas. She's the ultimate, I'm sorry to say this, she's the ultimate, Joan Collins. She's this person you watch and you're thinking, how does she not know how she's coming across? How does she possibly not know or not care? Is she stupid? Is she delusional? Does anybody there even know how to tell her? We're still episode 4 and we're going through the LLCs. This is like a corporate autopsy of a forensics deep dive that nobody's ever seen before. It's like nothing. I'm telling you. Watergate wasn't this complicated. Nothing. And this is just Candace and I'm sure some people must be volunteering or helping because she has made so many enemies. She can't recover. Erika cannot recover. There's no turning this around. She can go on all the TV shows, and the more she speaks, she doesn't get this. It'll bury her even more. Because we have seen this flat affect. We've seen this fictional fugazi, synthetic ersatz attitude, her mien, her authenticity. It's gone. There's nothing there. It's the remnants. It's the shell of what was a person. And if you go deep inside, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. I don't know what's real. I don't know if any of this is real at all. I can't listen to her and believe anything she's saying. It's performative. It's exhibitionistic. It's It's calibrated, choreographed. It's a kabuki dance. It's this passion play, all of it. And we and we haven't even gotten through. I don't know what's real. I don't know. Was she bred into this band of grifters? Is this a part of the family routine? Or are they just natural con men? Or and it all started when they went after Candace. All she had to do was leave Candace alone. All she had to do was leave Candace alone. That's it. That's all she had to do. Period. Why did you pick on her? Why? Why? And these agents of hers, these proxies, these sock puppets, why? Why would you go after Candace and call her evil and demonic? And you never ever refuted one thing she ever said. You never did it. Not one thing, not one fact. Nothing. They've never said, Ben Shapiro has never said, Candace, you're wrong about Fort Huachuca. It was a Tuesday. No, it wasn't. No, you're wrong about this LLC. Nothing, not a piece. There must be, how many separate pieces of factual information do you think there are? What, 10 million? I exaggerate, but not one fact. Nothing. This genius, this motor mouth, Mr. Celebrity Speak, this guy that everybody's told is a genius. He's a genius. Really? Oh, he's a genius. Don't you know? Look how fast he speaks. Look at what he says. These are the guys who actually did that phony. They went and replayed. They're so stupid as to replay old shows of Candace in mocking tribute, which basically just put her name out there even more. They should have ignored her, but they can't do that. Because when it comes to strategy or tactics, they don't have it. They're children. They don't know how to play hardball. Well, she does. I cannot put into words the awe that I feel regarding what she has said as to the Erika case. Now, let me tell you, as I've said something, and this is my final admonition, not necessarily to Candace, I think she knows this, but this is to you. They are going to come after her and use the only thing they have, the only quiver, or the only arrow, I guess, in their quiver that they might have tried to use. They're going to come after her with some kind of attack that either she's racist, anti-Semitic, that she's hateful, something. They're going to take her political ideology, her geopolitical thoughts, her views on Middle East war, and they're going to use that, and they're going to try to bootstrap it back into this to show that she should not be listened to because she's a racist. It's bizarre. It is so unbelievably wrong. I don't even know where to start. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work because she's going to keep coming back more and more. The only thing they have left is to ignore her, to consider her so insignificant, to just keep talking about TPUSA. Maybe perhaps it might be a good idea to talk about some great programs you're involved in, maybe something you've done for kids or young people. Maybe, remember that? Remember what you were there? Why you're turning, the point of turning, or whatever the hell it is. Wouldn't that be nice? What have you done? And not merch sales, but what have you done to spread the holy word? What have you done to make available the gospel, or maybe a scholarship you've awarded, something, anything, but they can't do it. They can't, because they fixate on her, and she's drawing their fire. It's the most incredible thing in the world. She's drawing their fire. She's saying, here I am. And whenever they see her, they drop what they're doing, and they just go bananas. Look at Dan Bongino. If you read one day took some time off to go into some kind of a home or some type of a rehab or mental hospital, I wouldn't be surprised, would you? When you saw him act like this, you said, there's something wrong with this guy. Is anybody here sane? Is anybody here sane? Apparently not. And I want to say this one more time, but I'm not trying to be mean. I know it sounds like I am. Erica's not that bright. She really isn't. Listen to anything she's ever said, now or before, and ask yourself, would you like to chisel this on something? Would you? Is there anything that she said where you say, wow, that was profound? She doesn't even at least memorize kind of a working speech. Candace, you keep going. Don't let them get to you. We have your back. My support for you, my awe, my respect, has nothing to do with your politics, your family, what favorite songs you like, where you're from. Nothing. Nothing. I'm looking specifically within the four corners of these particular presentations you've made. And I keep saying it, I'm in awe of how assiduous you've been in getting to the bottom of this. The research is just, it's inane. There's no other word for it. And there are so many of us who think exactly like I do, and we think so together. So thank you for this. You keep it up. Don't worry. We have your back because we are unmitigated, unerring, unwavering fans of the truth. That's it. Thank you, my friend. Please like the video. You know how this is. You've been around, but it's true. Just to remind you, maybe you forget, like the video. Subscribe to this channel, my humble channel, thanks to your support. I've got some questions for you, by the way, under the comment sections. About 5 questions to kind of spur on and inspire inquiry and the like. And I thank you. And Candace, I thank you. And for those people who were really, really, who loved Charlie's work and his word, we thank you. And somewhere, Charlie thanks you. Because you're the only one talking, the only one sticking up for him. Not his wife, not his friends, not his ex-cohorts and compatriots, but Candace Owens. Don't ever forget that. Now comment as you see fit.